You won a contract. What do you do after you win a contract? That's what I'm here to talk about. Number one, you will be notified. Recently, we won a contract and it came in the form of a phone call. Hi, is this Dr. Parks? Yes. I'm calling to process a payment for a course that we're purchasing from your company. Guess we won. Sometimes it comes in the form of a phone call. Sometimes it's an email. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes you're notified because you will receive an email asking you to register in the IPP system. There is not a uniform way. If your opportunity is one where it involves them giving you a formal contract, you gotta review the contract. Review the contract against what you submitted. Look at your pricing. Check out the dates. If it's something like gravel, if they ask for 80 tons, does it say 80 tons? Does it say 75 tons? If it's stated that the training is going to happen 7 December, does it say 7 December? Many make the mistake of thinking, oh, I need to run this by a lawyer. You don't need to run it by a lawyer. You just simply need to review the document before you against what you submitted. What's super vital during this stage is that you're able to deliver what's in that contract. So for instance, I receive messages all the time. Dr. Parks with the pop and curls. I won this opportunity. It's for asphalt. It requires $65,000. I don't really have the $65,000. What do I do? If you're in that situation where there's something about the contract where you're unsure if you're going to be able to deliver, do not sign it. You can go back to the point of contact. You can email and call and ask them to remove you from consideration. It is not a bad mark against you. I actually did this recently. There was a situation where it would have turned into a burden instead of a blessing. So I asked that they remove us from consideration. But get this, because you're wondering, well, Dr. Parks, how do you know it's not a bad mark against you? I saw all these other videos and they said it's the, kiss of death. Because not even a month later, that same agency said, oh, by the way, we are reposting this. Here's the link. We would like you to bid. Just keep in mind, you're going to need to provide XYZ. So it is not as bad as you think. It's worse to sign the contract knowing you don't have money for the gravel. You're not going to be able to fulfill. It doesn't match with what you submitted. Instead, you start having dialogue. One of the number one keys to success as a federal government contractor, communication, project management, over communicating. How many times have you ever said in your life, man, the company I hired, they communicated way too much? Never. Instead, it's, I haven't heard from them. They don't respond to my text message. They don't respond to my email. They don't respond to my call. You want to over communicate. That's it. That's what you want to do. So let's say you get to the point, you review the contract. If there's any kind of situations, you remedy it, or let's say everything is perfect and you sign. What you're going to want to do is you can sign it electronically. If you want to print it and sign it, if you want to do it on your phone, however, there's a section for you to sign. And now it is a legally binding document from both parties, as well as it outlines how you are to get paid. Typically, if it's a federal agency, it's IPP or via email. If it's GPO.gov, I believe they use fax. Yes, you heard me, fax. If it's Department of Defense, they typically will use the PI system. This is vital because you're going to have two kickoff calls, an internal call and then an external call. An internal call is notifying the parties involved. It could be the vendor who's providing the asphalt, the vendor providing the janitorial services, the vendor providing the training. I just want to let you know that we won the award. I'll be in contact with more details. I thank you again for believing in me, for providing the price quote. I'm looking forward to us working together, and I'll have a lot more information for you very soon. And you want it to be a phone call and an email if you don't get into contact. And make sure they have your contact information if they don't already. That's an internal call because you do not want any vendors, any 1099s, or potential employees on the external kickoff, meaning your kickoff call with the client. Typically within a week, you're going to want to schedule a call with your client. Doesn't matter if the contract is $15,000 or $15 million. You want to over communicate. And the key to that meeting, and here's what you want to get from that call. 1, you want them to understand roles and responsibilities. 2, have the contact information of the parties involved. If you don't want them to have the contact information to the person providing the thing, then give them your contact information. Next, you will review invoicing. Okay, according to the contract on page 7, it says I am to invoice blah, 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 blah. Should I also provide you a copy of the invoice? Shall I email you when I submit this invoice? What is the protocol? Is it once you sign off on what's been delivered, I can invoice? What is the normal rhythm for this? These are the discussions you want to have, and it's in good taste to even provide an agenda. Even if it's 4 bullet points, whether you put in an email, it's in a Word document, you want to put in a PowerPoint slide deck, it doesn't matter, but you want to bring these things to the surface, because here's what will happen. You'll win, you'll execute the work, you'll send an invoice, and then you'll sit back. Where's my money? I knew it. The government was going to pay slow. Where's my money? There's no like magic beans behind the scene processing your invoice. It's people. If the people involved are unaware that your invoice has been submitted, then where are they going to process it? Okay. I laugh because I've done it, so I can relate, but we don't want to do it. That's the whole purpose of going through this. The other thing that you want to do is find out, are there any expectations that weren't communicated before? Are there any surprises? You're there to identify any kind of surprises, new requirements, new things. You're there to minimize risk and to show them you are one team. You are there to support them. Again, doesn't matter if it's a cement slab that you won for $15,000 or it's a 5-year staffing contract worth $8 million. It is vital to over-deliver. You always want to do this. Then from there, you gather that information and you circle back to whoever's providing the service or the product. So you are all on the same page, because whoever's providing the thing represents you, whether it's you, whether it's somebody else, whether it's somebody in another state, another country, they represent you. I have about 100 team members all over the world. They represent me. It doesn't matter what they do, how they do it. It is a reflection of me. I am the owner. It's all because of me, especially situations we get in. It's me. The success is never me. The success is always my team, always the client, because at the end of the day, we are a guest in the client's house. It is an honor to use and to receive taxpayer dollars to be involved in federal government contracting. Never forget that. This is the greatest country in the world. So this is how serious this is, because the agency's getting a taste. Like you're at Sam's Club, BJ's, Costco, getting a little sample, and you do well, they're going to want more. That happened. People have told me during my lives, people have mentioned in the Facebook group, oh my God, Kizzy, I provided XYZ service. Now they want more. That's how I was able to grow. I grew a USDA contract from 5 people to over 20 because it gives them the opportunity to kind of feel you out. Then once you deliver, especially if it's a one and done, you want to make sure you get things signed off. You're going to have the quality control along the way. You get things signed off. Then you can enter and submit the invoice. If it's a long-term project, meaning base plus years, during your external kickoff with the client, figure out what is that battle rhythm. Do they want monthly reports, weekly reports? Some of our clients want weekly reports. Some of them don't want reports at all. Some want monthly. Some want very detailed. Some want a copy of our time log from Harvest. Figure out what they want and how they will pay. Often, if it's multiple years, it's paid monthly or it's paid once you deliver the thing. If it's snow removal and you win the contract and it's August, you're not going to be able to invoice. If there's a blizzard and it's January, you're going to be able to invoice. So some things are dependent on them using the thing. A credit card company doesn't make any money if you don't use the credit card, do they? That's the same way the federal government works as our client. You want them to use the thing, okay? Be a product or service. So that encompasses all of these various steps that you take, regardless if it's a product or if it's a service. And don't forget, y'all, not only is everything possible, but I got something special for you. Gotta reach over here, winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com, get a copy, winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com. Also check out proposalthatwins.com. Proposalthatwins.com is my Proposal Master Academy, one of the greatest courses I've ever created in my life. It has templates, you get lifetime access, shows you how to use Canva, shows you winning templates. It has debriefs, has every single thing you need. Plus, I'm going live monthly. Come on, for $447, this is the time. Everything is possible. Check out the book, and before you know it, you're going to win, because I'll say it again. Winning a government contract is not hard. It's not. You just got to put in that work. The hardest part is actually delivering what you said you're going to deliver. But I know you can do it because you're amazing and that's why you're here. I love and adore you. Until next time, everything is possible, y'all. Take care. Everything's possible. Take care.